All right. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Zenfolio Live. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Success. I want to say thanks for joining us today on the live stream. Hey, if you're hanging out with us, let us know where you're joining us from and say hi to us in the chat there. Right now on YouTube, we've got Craigslist saying aloha, how is it? And Lloyd Gray out there hanging out from Tampa. Let's see. Joining us on Zoom, we've got Adam Jones, Brandy, Carolyn, Charlie, Jim, Laura, Lori, Milo, and Morton. So, hey, thanks for jumping on here and hanging out with us today, you guys. If you have questions about Zenfolio, make sure to get those in the chat. We're going to be answering those today live. So make sure you get those in there. Today, we're talking about using packages as landscape photographers. So I know a lot of times when we think about packages, a lot of times we think about wedding photographers, portrait photographers, and here on Zenfolio, we do teach packages a lot from that perspective. But what I want to do today is go over some ideas and some ways that you could use packages as a landscape photographer, as a fine art photographer, or even if you've just never used Zenfolio's package feature before, maybe you are a portrait photographer or a wedding photographer, some ideas and some different things that you could use that feature for. Things like pre-selected framing options, including gift items or digital wallpapers with your prints, a pre-selected series. You can actually link specific images to certain products in packages using tags and keywords, and I'll show you how to do that. And then I want to talk a little bit about a product that's pretty cool we've had in Zenfolio for a while, but hasn't really got a lot of publicity, is photo flow. We're going to talk about that and including those in your packages. Now, hanging out with me today, taking care of you guys in chat, I've got Richard, so make sure that you show them some love. He does an awesome job hanging out with me on Thursdays, taking care of you guys and answering questions. So make sure that you show them some love in the chat. I appreciate Richard jumping on here and hanging out with us. In the way of announcements today, we're going to be talking about next week on Zenfolio Live. We're going to be talking about selling digital downloads using different license agreements. So this is something that you guys have heard me talk about a little bit before on Zenfolio Live if you've watched any of the digital product trainings. But I haven't really done a specific training on this. I've mentioned how you can upload your own custom licenses, how you can do different things, but I've never really shown how you can set it up to sell digital downloads with different licenses applied to them. And that's what we're going to be talking about next week. Also, if you guys missed it, it was last Wednesday, we did our first Wide Angle Wednesday, which was our first live stream on Facebook. We had a panelist of pretty amazing photographers join us: Laura Greer, John Ostrom, Jeff Cable, Evan Chung, and we talked about all things related to photography gear. If you didn't get a chance to join that live stream, you can go to YouTube. The recorded version of that is on our YouTube channel. Some pretty interesting stuff. Make sure that you go check it out. The next Wide Angle Wednesday is going to happen on November 4th. If you want to join us for that, you can just keep an eye on our Facebook page, or if you want to be in the Zoom on that, you can register. That link to register is going to be in the description below the video. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Zoom, I'm sure I can get Richard to throw that link in the chat for you guys to register. Also, if you guys haven't bookmarked this page yet, I've been saying it the past couple of weeks, make sure that you bookmark it. There's constantly new things going on. So make sure that you head over to zenfolio.com/community/events. Bookmark that page. You can see all of the upcoming live streams, the topics that they're going to be about, the links to register, as well as the group training sessions that we offer as well. And there are quite a bit. And then lastly, we are continuing to encourage you guys to share your favorite fall photos. And when you guys do that, use that hashtag Zenfolio Photographers for a chance for that image to be featured on one of our social media channels, or even on the Zenfolio live stream intro, as you guys saw earlier. Hey, Kathleen from Minnesota. Kathleen, thanks for jumping back on here and hanging out with us. And Zach from Colorado. Thank you guys for joining us. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, if you guys do have questions, make sure that you get them in chat. On YouTube, you're going to be using the YouTube chat. On Zoom, use the Q&A button to submit your questions. And let me just go ahead and jump into my Zenfolio account, and we'll go ahead and get started with the training. So the first thing I want to talk about today is to show you how you can use packages to sell your images in pre-selected framing and mounting configurations, right? So a lot of times, if we want to sell our images, we want to let our clients choose framing and mounting options. Sometimes that might be something that they entirely miss altogether. Maybe they find it a little confusing to add those to their cart. And one of the cool things about packages is it actually lets you set up and create packages that have pre-configured framing and mounting options. And so I'm going to show you how to do that first. We're going to create a package really quick like that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to jump over to Zenfolio, and we're going to go up here to selling and just click right on the word selling. And then we're going to look for packages right down here in the bottom. We're going to click on that. And then once we're in here, we're just going to click add a new package. So I'm going to click add a new package right here, and we'll give this a name. Now, even though we're creating this in the package feature, this first option that I'm showing you is not really going to be a package option. This is going to be, again, having some framing and mounting options already set up for this particular product. And so what I want to do is I don't want to call it a package. I want to call it the print size or whatever it's going to be, and make sure that I mention that it's framed and mounted. So we might say 16 by 24 framed and mounted. And obviously, the more description you could put in the title, the better. I'm just really quickly doing a quick title up here. You might put like black metal frame or whatever frame you're going to apply to this. Put that up here in the title so that when people see it, they kind of get an idea of what they're getting. Now what we're going to do is go down here. And obviously, since this is going to be a single print, we are going to leave this set up to be one photo for all products. We're going to click add products right here, and we're going to grab that 16 by 24. Now I'm going to do this from, let's go with MPix Pro on this one. I'm going to go with MPix Pro, and we're just going to go and grab a print. And we're going to look for that 16 by 24, which is going to be right here. And we'll say 16 by 24, add it in here. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and click this little frame and mount button right here. All right, so I'm going to click on frame and mount. And this is where we can go and select the framing and mounting options for this. Now, the plus side of this is this makes it really simple for your clients. It makes this like a one-click solution where when they're looking at an image, they want that one printed, framed, and mounted, they click this option and all of the options are already configured. The downside to this route is that this isn't something that they can manipulate. So they can't look at the frame and change the frame option or change the mat. You are pre-selecting those options and pre-configuring for the clients, which works out really good if you are really particular about the frames and the mounting options that you think look best on your images and you want to have some control on that. This is the perfect option for that. So if you want to control those frame selections of that mounting option, this is the route that you want to take. And if you want to apply the finishing coding and stuff, you can do that as well. But this is where you're going to go set this up. So you're going to go right down here to mount and frame. And what you're going to choose is a frame. So we're going to go down here and I'm just going to grab a metal frame. So let's go with we'll go with the black metal frame right here. We're going to add that. And then once you select a frame, then you get the options for the mat. And also if you want to update the glass. All right. So you can choose a white mat or a black mat. In this case, I'm just going to grab the white mat. And then we're going to go right here and do non-glare glass. Okay. And so now this is going to be already pre-configured. Okay. So when the client selects this, it's going to take whatever image they're looking at, apply those settings to it and add it right to their cart. They don't have to configure anything at all. It's already done. Okay. A couple of things that you might want to do: color conversion. That's again a personal preference. You guys have heard me talk about color conversion a lot, but this is a personal preference. It will let your clients do a black and white or sepia tone conversion to the photos. I usually like to keep that option turned off, but that is totally up to you. It doesn't cost them anything. It doesn't cost you anything. Again, just a personal preference. Now for the cropping, you guys saw me choose a 16 by 24. If you've hung around Zenfolio Live for a while, you probably know why. I like to crop everything and maintain its original aspect ratio, which is 3:2. 16 by 24 is a 3:2 aspect ratio print. So therefore, I'm going to be turning that cropping to fit because my images are in 3:2. If you want to let your client crop, that's totally up to you. That's fine. You can always review the client cropping in order approval. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and apply this. And then we're going to go down here and set the selling price for this. So I'm just going to go down here and I'm going to say, let's do 450 for that. And we'll click next down here at the bottom. And on the next screen for packages, if you want to write up a description, you can. It's not necessary. These are optional settings, but it's up to you if you want to write a description or not. I'm going to go ahead and just skip ahead and click next and hit save and done. All right, so now we've created a 16 by 24 framed and mounted print in the package feature. Again, this is creating that one-click solution to where when your client's looking at an image and if they're like, yes, I want this framed and mounted, they can choose this option and it's already set up and good to go. If you need to create it with different framing configurations, you could just duplicate this and change those framing options. Again, you would want to be a little bit more descriptive than I have been in the title to make sure that you kind of mention what frame is being used and maybe the mat that's on there as well. But a really powerful feature. It really cuts down on the client adding the framing and options yourself. And then again, if you're somebody who likes to control that, if you have specific frames that you prefer to be used with your images and maybe specific frames that you prefer not to be used with your images, then this gives you that control through that package feature, which is a nice thing to have. Okay. The next thing that we'll talk about in packages is about including maybe some gift items or another thing to think about as well as like a wallpaper, right? So when, especially during the holiday times, maybe somebody's coming and they want to buy a print for your for their wall, and maybe they're thinking about, oh man, I would like to buy one for me and maybe do one as a gift for somebody. So you could set up a package that had multiple framed and mounted prints in there as a gift so that they get one and they have one to give, maybe call it a get one, give one kind of thing. You could set up a package to do that. But the other thing that you could think about as well is holiday seasons coming around. Maybe you could set it up to where when they buy that canvas print, they also get maybe some greeting cards that they could customize or some other options that are in there. So there's a lot of different options. And we're going to kind of set a package up like that. And then we'll come back and we'll set one up with the digital wallpaper and we'll talk through that. So let's go and we'll add a new package. And we'll just call this one, I don't know, what do we want to call it? We'll say 16 by 24. Let's see, do we want to do a canvas or a metal? Let's do a metal. We'll do a metal print with matching greeting cards. All right. So again, think about the title that you put in your packages. It'll make more sense here in a second when I show you guys the buying experience. But just think about the way you title your packages, because if you're using QuickShop, that's going to be the only piece of information your clients see before they decide to add that package to their cart or not. And it's going to make a lot more sense again when we kind of take a look at it from a client's perspective. So let's go down to the product. And again, we're going to leave this to be a single product. And we're going to click Add Products. We're already in MPix Pro. Let's go to Home Decor. And let's go down to Metals. And I believe we have a 16 by 24. So there's a 16 by 23 and a half. No, you know what? The Vivid Metal has it right here. 16 by 24. We're going to add that in. And if you're ever doing metals and you're confused about what's the difference between the white base and the metal base, white base uses white on the highlights of your images. Metal base lets the metal show through on the highlights. So it kind of has a more matte look to it. So something to keep in mind. So we have that 16 by 24 metal base or metal print. Let's go back and add products again. Let's go up to greeting cards and we'll go to flat greeting cards and we can just do, let's see, you know what? We have to set this to be a multi-image package for greeting cards and templated products. So that is one thing to note whenever you're doing templated products like greeting cards where they have a template that the clients can drag and drop images to, you do have to do a multi-image package. So we're going to go back here, add products. We'll go to greeting cards. We'll go to flat and let's grab these 5x7 greeting cards. Now, right now, it's going to let the client choose from all of the different templates that are available. All right. There are a lot of templates that are available. And so you might want to think about this and maybe do a couple of things kind of go through here, take a look at the templates, see if there's something that you want to use. And again, a lot of these are going to be holiday based or event based or something like that. So what you might want to do is create your own holiday greeting card template. I'm not going to have time to show you guys how to do that today. Maybe we'll do that on an upcoming episode of Zenfolio Live. But there is a video on our YouTube channel. If you go and look up how to create your own custom templates, there should be a video on our channel that talks about that. So for this one, I'm just going to say selected templates, and we're just going to use, we'll just use this one for now. All right. And so now this is a package where they buy that metal print for their wall. And it's around the holiday season, they're going to get a set of matching greeting cards with that. And so just something you can market for the holiday season. Come over here and maybe set a price on that. Let's do 150 and hit next. All right. So we'll hit next again. And we'll click done. Okay, now I want to talk about building a package that includes a digital wallpaper background, right? Again, this is something where maybe somebody really likes an image, but maybe they also want to get it for their phone. Maybe they want to get it for a screensaver of their background on their computer. Maybe they want to get it to use on their site. Depending on how you're licensing that image, these are options that you have. You just need to set up a digital product to do that. So I'm going to go to digital products really quick. And we're going to go in here and we'll just create a digital wallpaper option. So I'm going to say add product. We'll say digital wallpaper. For the license, I would be using a custom license. If you've never played around with custom licenses before, definitely go check out our digital products training. It talks about custom licenses, how to upload your own. So I would definitely have my own custom license in here. But for this one, I'm just going to use royalty-free personal use. And then for this, we're definitely going to set this to largest dimension. And I'm going to have Zenfolio resize that to be 1080 pixels on its longest edge. So obviously with this being a landscape image, it's going to be 1080p wide. I'm sorry, 1080p wide. And then I think that's what, 720 tall. And we're going to leave this to be one photo and click save. And now we can go and add that into a package with a print. So if we go to selling and we go to packages right over here. All right. And if we go here and click add new package, and we'll just say, let's do we'll just keep it with 16 by 24, just because I can't remember any 3:2 size off of the top of my head anymore. We'll do a 16 by 24 canvas with matching digital wallpaper. All right. And we'll go here. We'll go to home decor, go to canvas print, add 16 by 24 in here. And then we'll add in that digital product. So we're going to click up here, go down to our vendor name. And then we're going to choose the digital wallpaper option, add selected image or add selected product. And now we're going to put a price on this. Now, if you'll notice, you do have to set the price separately. The digital download is separate from the canvas print. In this case, usually what I like to do is I like to set the full price on the print side of things. So that way, when they look at it, it looks like that digital product is free, even though maybe you're taking into account for it up here. So let's say for the selling price, we want to be, I don't know, and I'm just making up numbers, you guys. These are not pricing suggestions. Let's say $375. We'll hit next, and that is going to save that package. All right. And done. And that's going to save that package. So far we've created a package that is a print with pre-selected framing and mounting options, making it super easy for your clients to just buy a photo that has a frame and a mount option that you've already pre-selected that you know is going to work best for your images. We've also created kind of a holiday themed package where it's a print and matching greeting cards. We created one where it was a print or a canvas and digital wallpaper. One of the things that I want to show you before we kind of talk about photo float is about using the pre-selected image option to maybe create like a package series, right? So if you have a couple of images that you'd really like to be purchased together because you think it would make a great series for somebody's wall or office, you can create a package that links specific products in that package to certain images. So I'm going to show you how to do that next. Now, I believe this is a feature that is only available on the advanced plan. So you would need to check your plan level to see if this option is available to you. If you're not sure how to do that, you just need to hover over your name in the top right corner right up here, go to account, and then you'll see what plan you're on. Richard might need to correct me if I'm wrong about that, but I do believe that it is only available on the advanced plan on the option that I'm about to show you. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create the package first, and I'm going to show you how to make it work. So we're going to go to add new package. And we'll do this with the photo float product. I mentioned the photo float product in the beginning. If you guys haven't checked it out, the photo float product is pretty cool. It is basically a print that also comes with a magnetic mounting system. And so if you're somebody who likes to decorate with the seasons, or maybe your wife is somebody who likes to decorate with the seasons, and that involves taking a lot of different photos up and down, you can use this magnetic system and actually have it set up to where it just kind of clicks into place with the magnetic mounting system. So allowing you or your clients or whoever buys it to change those photos out really easy. And we'll do that. We'll use that product with this particular package. So what we'll do is we'll call this a photo float series. And this is probably a product that you might want to do some explaining to your clients. We do have a blog post. I'm going to copy that link and share that with you guys in chat really quick. And I'll give it to you guys on Zoom as well. Here we go. So if you are interested in that product and maybe you're looking at, well, how can I explain what this product is to my client? Definitely go to that blog post. There's a good job or some good information there that kind of explains what the product is. It's really cool though. The magnetic mounting system is really nice. It comes up and down really, really easy. So we're going to go down here and we're going to click on, first of all, we're going to do 3 images in this series. So we're going to say 1 photo for each product in here with a limit to a unique number of images of 3. And then we're going to click add product. We're going to go up here and go down to the photo float vendor. And we're going to choose our sizes. So basically what I'm looking for is 1 big image and then 2 smaller images to kind of be set off on the side. Okay, so let's do a, I don't know, let's do a 20 by 30. And there are 2 types of products in here. One is wall mount. Make sure you pay attention. One is desk stand. So let's do a 20 by 30, and then we'll do, let's go with, do they not have 16 by 20s? Or am I just missing it somewhere? Probably just missing it somewhere. We'll go with the, let's go with the 20 by 15. All right, we'll add that in here. Now, one of the things that we are going to have to do is, rather than bumping up the quantity of the 20 by 15, because we want to have 2 20 by 15s, but we want them to be 2 different images, and we're going to use this pre-select option right here. One of the things that we're going to have to do, and this is usually the only time you have to do this, is we're going to have to go back and add another 20 by 15 as a separate line item. We can't actually just bump up the quantity right here. So this is something you do need to pay attention to when you're setting this up. All right, so we're going to go back and we're going to go down to that 20 by 15 again and add it in. And so now we have a separate line item. And I'm going to show you why we did it that way. Because we're going to be using this pre-select option right here. And what that does is it allows us to put a keyword in here. And then we go to the image that we want to use for that specific product. and put that same keyword in there, and then it automatically applies that image to that product and the client cannot change it. So that means that this package that we're creating is only going to work for the images that we've keyworded. Now you can use it in separate galleries where you have other images with the same keywords, but you can't have them in the same gallery. So it is something to be aware of. Okay, so let's just start off with, we'll say pre-select right here. And here we're going to say, I'm going to say 20 by 15A. So for the first image, pre-select right here, we'll say 20 by 15B. Keep in mind, again, these are the keywords that we're then going to have to go put into the images that we want to force to go into this product. And then on the 30 by 20, we'll say pre-select and we'll do 30 by 20. Okay, so something easy to remember. And then on this, we'll just go ahead and mark it up. This again is a series with a 30 by 20 to 20 by 15s. So we're going to go ahead and do this markup. Let's go with, we'll do 875 on here. Okay, and then we're going to hit next and next again and done. Okay. Now these packages aren't available for purchase yet. We do still have to take them and add them to a price list. But before I do that, I need to show you guys the keyword process to how to make that last package that I created work. Okay, so we're going to go to photos and we're going to go into this landscape gallery really quick. And we're going to go in here and we're just going to keyword the images. So let's say that we want this waterfall image right here to be our big 30 by 20. So I'm going to click on that image, go up here to details. And in that image, I'm going to write, I can't remember if it was 20 by 30 or 30 by 20. So I'm going to write 30 by 20. But then to be safe, I'm going to put a comma and I'm going to write 20 by 30. That way I don't have to come back here and do it again. So I'm keywording that same matching tag into the photo, and that's what's going to force it to go to that image or that product in that package. So now we'll hit save. Then we're going to do it for the other ones. So let's say we want this image for the first 20 by 15. So we're going to click on that image, go to details. Under keyword, we'll say 20 by 15A. We'll hit save. And then we're going to go to this image right here. And we'll say details. We'll say 20 by 15B. And I was just making those keywords up to make it easy for me to remember, which obviously didn't work out that well. But it can be whatever you want it to be. It just needs to be something so you know, okay, if I put this keyword in here, it's going to force that image to go to that specific product. All right. Okay, so now that we've done the keywording part, let's go to selling. Let's create a price list with these packages that we've created really quick. And then we will add that price list to the gallery. Then we'll go take a look at this from a client's perspective and you guys can see how all of this stuff works. If you guys have questions, please make sure you're getting them into the chat. I'm going to show you the client view of this. Then I'm going to take a quick break, sip some tea, come back and answer your questions. So make sure that you're getting your questions in the chat, but let's go ahead and build this price list and take a look at it first. All right, so we're going to go to price list. And we're going to click add a blank price list. And then I'm just going to call this landscape. We'll add our products, which really is just going to be our packages. So packages, photo float series. I do want to note here, I am using products from 2 different vendors. Photo float is its own vendor. MPix Pro is a separate vendor. And I do want to note that if you do that and your clients order products from each vendor, they are going to be charged a shipping fee per vendor. So it is something that you do want to keep in mind. Generally, I usually don't recommend doing it this way. And I'm not really recommending that you do that now. I'm just showing you this as an example with that photo float in there. So typically I would recommend that you not use products from different vendors. All right, we're going to click add selected products. The packages are already priced. They're good to go. So I'm just going to go down here and grab these really quick, throw them over into my quick shop list, hit save, and then we'll apply it and take a look at it from a client's perspective. So we're going to go to photos. And we're going to go to that landscape gallery right here. Click on price list. I'm going to say allow ordering. Here's my landscape. And then I'm going to click save. Now we want to see this from a client's perspective. It's really important that you guys know how to do this because we can't just click preview. That's going to show us kind of what the client would see, but we're going to see it still logged in as us, the photographers. And so the best way to look at a gallery from a true client's perspective is to get the client link. And so we're going to go to access, sharing, and right here's the client link. You can just click on it to copy it. And then I'm in Google Chrome, so I'm going to do File, New Incognito Window, and then paste that link into that incognito window. Now I'm actually looking at this from a client's perspective, which is why I have to register, because that gallery has a visitor sign in. So I do have to register. So I'm going to say Rob, and we'll say Rob at yopmail.com. We'll hit continue. And now we'll get to take a look at this the way a client sees it. All right. So when I click on an image, all right, and apparently I have done some modifying in this gallery. So let me go back and fix that. If you guys ever see that issue where you are looking in a gallery and you're like, okay, why isn't this image for sale? I know I put a price list on it. That's because for some reason or another, that individual image has gotten edited. I probably did this in a training for somebody and totally forgot to go back and change it. So here's the way to fix that. Back in your Zenfolio account, go to that gallery, click on all right here. That will select all the photos in the gallery, and then go to price list, and you can say same as containing gallery, hit save, and it's now going to make sure that the images in there are following the settings of the gallery and not their own independent settings. So now if I bring this window back and I do a quick refresh, now we see that the image is for sale. Okay, so let's look at some of these packages. Let's go ahead and do the photo float series first, because I want to show you guys how that works. So if I hit that, all right, you're going to see that it automatically applied those images to those products. And again, that was solely based on the pre-select keywords that I put in at the package level. And then I went into the image and put those same keywords into the image. So this is a way that you can force an image to go to a specific product in a package and your client cannot change it. Really cool option if you want to set these up a very specific way. If you have a very specific framing option, certain print size that you want, and you don't want the client to be able to change it, you just want them to go in there and order it the way that you've set it up, this is going to be the route that you're going to want to take, because it automatically applies those specific images. So now we have this pre-configured series that's ready to go. And then we would just add it to the cart. Client doesn't have to do anything. They just hit add to cart. Okay, let's try this image right here, and let's take a look at the 16 by 24 with the matching wallpaper. So if we add this here, that's going to go right into the cart. Again, because there's no configuration to it, it's a package that only allows one image, so that image gets applied to the big print and the digital product that's in there as well. So again, if you like to control things, you want to have things set up in a specific configuration, that's another good setting to use. Let's go to the metal prints with the matching greeting cards really quick. So we go greeting cards right here, or that's the print, and then we go right here, and this is where we would choose and configure the design. Now, obviously, I would probably use a Christmas card. I would probably set up my own custom template. Again, I just don't have time to show you guys how to do that. Make sure that you go check that video out. It's somewhere on our YouTube channel. Custom templates are pretty cool. But now we can save it. And now we can add it to the cart. And the package is in the cart. Good to go. So the client has the wall print and they have the greeting card. And then, of course, the last option here is that package, the very first one that we created, which is the framed and mounted package. So it doesn't even say package. It just shows up 16 by 24 framed and mounted. We hit that. Client doesn't have to do anything. It goes right into the cart because we, the photographer, have already set up the framing and mounting options. So that is pretty much it for this part of the training, you guys. I wanted to show you some different ways that you can use the package feature. It's not just for portrait and wedding photographers. As a landscape photographer, there are lots of options in there that you have, or as a fine art photographer, there's lots of different ways that you can tweak that tool to use it in a lot of different configurations and setup, giving you a lot of control of the final product that your clients get, or allowing you to build options that your clients can go through and choose different options and configure themselves. So that is it. It's in the cart, ready to go. Client would just have to go through and do the checkout option. I am going to grab a quick sip of tea. I'm going to have Richard come on here, talk to you guys for a minute. I'm going to take a quick break, grab some tea, and then I'll be right back to answer you guys' questions.
What is up, everyone? Happy Thursday. My name is Richard. I'm with the Zenfolio Customer Success team, and it's been a few weeks since I've hung out with you all on here, so I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. You guys are asking some awesome questions within Zoom, as well as on YouTube, but like I said in both chats as well, we are going to start Q&A here shortly. So if you haven't entered any questions, please feel free to enter them. We do not bite, I promise, but yeah, we'd be happy to assist. And two, speaking of assisting, one thing that I did want to mention that Robert already touched on shortly when we first started the stream is that we have a new events calendar at Zenfolio. You can find that on our on the homepage of our support center. I'll also put the chat within Zoom and YouTube as well. But that is a great place to go to sign up for any group sessions. We've actually recently started a couple of new sessions in regards to specific shoot types on helping you with SEO, marketing, pricing and selling, and even website customization. So like I said, once Robert hops on in just a second back on here, I will go ahead and put that within the chats for you just so you can easily access that. But yeah, of course, we are here to help outside of our YouTube live streams just as much as we are in. And two, I hope you are learning a lot of really great stuff about these packages and how to put these together. One thing that I really like about it is something that Robert went over is kind of having the packaged frame already set up for them. I mean, we can give them that option, but people like to see that right up front. That's another way we can help streamline their process in purchasing, which is great. So I'm going to throw that back over to Robert. It was awesome seeing everybody within the chat hanging out today, and we'll move on to some live Q&A for you.
All right. Thank you, Richard. Again, thank you so much for hanging out with me on Zenfolio Live. I really appreciate your help. All right, let's see. Let me say hi to some of you guys who hopped on and I missed. Zubar, thanks for jumping on here. Rocco Leone, am I saying it right? I hope I'm at least getting close. If I'm not, Rocco, you can definitely make fun of me. You have full permission to do that. Robert jumping on, hanging out with us. Ryan Wilson as well, talking about wall calendars. So we'll get to that question here in a second. Let's see, did I miss anybody on Zoom? Let me get my Zoom window popped up here. Lynn jumped on here. Let's see, Milo Morton. If I missed your name, I apologize. I definitely did not do it on purpose. All right, well, let's get some questions going. Guys, if you have questions, make sure that you get those in the chat. Again, just if you're on YouTube, just make sure that you put @Zenfolio and then put your question in the YouTube chat. That way it makes it easier for Richard or myself to see that question in there. If you're on Zoom, please use the Q&A button to ask your questions. We've got about 20 minutes left. I can talk really fast, so I can answer a lot of questions in 20 minutes. So you guys make sure you get your questions in there. First one from Kathleen Riley. She said, do you let us know if our photos are featured using the hashtag Zenfolio photographers? That is a great question. That would be for our social media manager to probably answer. So I will try to find that question or that answer for you, Kathleen, and maybe next week I'll be able to let you know if they send out some kind of notification or let you know. I know that if they are featured on Instagram, so if they repost them, I know that they do tag you on Instagram. And so maybe that's maybe the answer is that they tag you on Instagram. Let's see. Laura says, are you creating a separate gallery for these framed prints? So there's a couple of options in there, Laura. You could do, it depends on which setting you're going with, which setup you want. And it depends on how you're kind of setting up your online store. I mean, if you are creating the series where it is forcing specific images to go to certain placeholders, probably what I would do is have that series in its own gallery, because it's going to kind of be weird to have that last package that I created in a gallery and then a client be viewing the an image, click that series package, and then when they're looking at it in the cart, it's totally different images in the package. So what I would do in that case, if you're using that pre-select, is I would probably keep that contained in its own gallery. Again, that way that confusion doesn't happen to where the clients are like, well, I was looking at this image when I selected the package, but it says pre-selected and it's selecting a totally different image, because that's how it would work. In fact, I think I can just bring that back up and show you that really quick. Let me get a new incognito window opened up and get my screen share back on. And I'll just show you exactly what I mean. Where's the screen share button? There we go. Screen share. There we go. Let me get it going. There we go. Okay, so let me get back in here. Again, I have to do visitor sign in because I'm in a new incognito window. If you guys aren't familiar with Yopmail, just to give you a quick tip, I love Yopmail. It is a disposable email account. So those websites where you have to put in emails to get some kind of PDF or to read something or to even check pricing to order food or something like that. Yopmail is basically, you can put anything at Yopmail and then you can go to yopmail.com and check it. So it keeps your mail or your actual real inbox from becoming cluttered with spam by using a disposable email. That's why you guys will see me use it a lot. But to kind of go back to your question on what you were asking, Laura, when I was saying about that pre-selected option, if you remember, I set up this image and this image and this image to be pre-selected in that package. But if I'm the client and I'm looking at this photo and I select this photo float series, it does not select that image because these are all pre-selected. And so that is definitely going to be a point of confusion for your clients. So I would definitely recommend if you're using that type of configuration, I would probably set it up in its own gallery. Hopefully I came close to answering your question. If I totally missed it, feel free to put some to ask it more in the chat, and I'd definitely be able to, I'd love to come back and try to get a better answer for you. Let's see. Robert says, should sales tax be levied on the value before or after shipping? So that is a great question. And I believe that's going to be a question that comes down to a state by state level, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not a sales tax expert, nor do I really want to be. And I believe that's probably going to come down to specific state by state. What are the tax codes? What are the tax laws in your state? To get a better answer to that question, because I really don't have one, I would probably recommend reaching out to a local tax authority on that particular question, just because, again, every state's tax laws are going to be different. And so what it is for me here in North Carolina might be totally different for you wherever you're located. So that would be a question I would probably reach out to a tax authority, because what Zenfolio does in regards to sales tax is whenever you create your account and then you go in and you elect to collect sales tax, you have to select your state. And then whenever orders are being placed, we collect sales tax based on your state's tax codes and the individual settings that you've configured. If you're not sure how to set all that up, there's a really good video tutorial. It's just getting started selling on Zenfolio. And if you look at that video and you go to the description of that video, in there is a setting, a timestamp where you can go look at the sales tax. And I really go through and explain how those different settings work. But my guess is that's going to come down to the individual state on that. Great question, though. Let's see. Ryan, I am working on a wall calendar, binding on the top in MPix Lab, but it says 2020 and no option for 2021. Is there a way to change that year? So there's not a way to manually change the year on the calendars in the templates that MPix provides. I'm not sure when the 2021 will be released. I do know that some of our partner labs do allow you to create custom templates. So if you go to selling right here, and you go to template designs, I think you said you are in MPix. So if we go to MPix, we say create new, and we go to MPix. This shows you all of the different products that you can create custom templates for. And right here is one that you can create a custom template for. So basically, if you need to manually create some kind of custom design, template, custom text or the dates, right here is where you can set that up and do that right here with the custom templates. I am not sure, again, when the new templates are going to roll out. I would have to get back to you on that. But hopefully, at least that kind of gave you a place to start. Great question, though, Ryan. Thanks for jumping on here and hanging out with us. Let's see. Let me go here. Grab the next question. This is from Laura. She says, so someone without the advanced account would create a gallery with a package for the digital image and framed print or just a price list. Let me expand this so I can read. Adjust the price list and they can add both items. Right. So you don't need an advanced account to use the package feature. You can build packages as long as you have a pro level account or higher. As long as you have a pro level account, you can use the package feature. The only reason you're going to need the advanced account is if you want that pre-select option that I was showing, where that forces a particular image to go into a product placeholder. You can definitely build packages with digital products, with all kinds of different options at the pro level. You don't have to have an advanced account to do that at all. And you can also do the framing and mounting options at the pro level account as well. So the only thing in the package feature that you don't get in the pro level is that pre-selected option. So if I kind of go in here, which one was it? It was the photo float. So the only option that you don't, that's a bad one. Let me go back to, we'll just go to this one. So the only option that you're not going to get if you don't have an advanced account is the pre-selected photo option. That's that tagging option. This one right here. So you won't get this to where you can force a specific image to go to that will let your client choose the image that they want. You'll still have the option to do the framing and mounting and pre-configure that. Again, it's just this option that you don't get with the pro plan. This option is only available on the advanced plan. So hopefully that kind of answered your question. Let's see. Let me go next question. Carolyn Cummins said, are there wall calendars, 12 months wall hanging ones? So there should be some in here. I'm not sure which vendor offers them. If we go into our price list, and if we go into just creating a blank price list really quick, you would just want to go explore the vendors. I would start with MPix. Let's get in here really quick, add products. We'll switch to MPix and we'll go to, probably going to be under photo gifts, calendars right here. So this is, that is that particular calendar. Let's see. If we go back to MPix Pro, let's see if they offer a different option here. So this is a 12-month view. So it's kind of like this one right here. It's a 12-month view. It's not the month per month flip calendar. I'm not sure if we have anybody that offers the flip calendar or not. Let me go back and let's take a look at Zenfolio US, see what they have in here. My wife is a huge calendar fan. She is very particular about her calendars. I'm not allowed to order her calendars, even as a gift. And so I never even look at the calendars in here because I thought about trying it one year and she was not happy with me even thinking about ordering her calendar because that's like her big thing. She likes to go pick it out. Let's see. So it looks like they are going to be the 12-month view there. Ryan's saying that MPix Lab does have the month to month. So I must have just missed it. So let me go back in there really quick. So, and Richard's telling me too that they have it. Let me go back in here really quick. Must be this one right here. Okay, right here. 12 by 18 binding is on top with a custom photo for each month. I just had to click the more info. Thank you, Doug and Ryan and Richard, for being like, hey, Robert, just pay attention and slow down and read something. So it's this one right here. It's in MPix. That option is right there. Let me grab another question really quick. Guys, we got like 10 minutes left. Lots of time to answer questions. Rocco says, do your vendors offer different size frame stock for the same frame? So there's not different size frame stock. Basically, it's a frame. You can get it at different frame sizes, but you're not going to be able to get like different stock. It's going to be just one option. If you go into the price list again, just go to selling price list really quick. I should just stay in the price list. And then you go in here and you look at the framing mounting options. It's right here. Once this loads right here. Let me add a print from MPix really quick because you have to have the products in there. There we go. Okay, so basically these are the options that you have. It'll tell you about the print right here, Rocco. You can hit that question. It'll tell you all the information about that print, but there is a different stock of that same print, just different sizes. So it'll show you the sizes that it's available there. Hopefully that kind of came close to answering your question. All right. Let's see. Let me grab another question really quick. Guys, we got like 10 minutes left, so I can take some more questions. Make sure you get them in the chat. Are coupons a good way to help me get started with sales? I want to make a coupon code to give to people. Can I use it to give free shipping also? That's a great question. So coupons are definitely a great way to get started sales, especially around the holidays, right? Everybody wants a holiday sale, a holiday discount, or something like that. I've done a lot of videos on coupons. It's a really powerful tool in your Zenfolio account. If you've never played around with it before, definitely go in there and check it out. But to answer that question specifically, you can use a coupon and give out to people. There's lots of different ways to set it up. If you go to selling and you go to coupons right over here, and you can just click add a new coupon. There's lots of different options in here that you have. But if you want to discount, so I'll just kind of go down here, you can discount your products by an amount. So you could say $10 off. You could say 10% off, 20% off. Please make sure that you do the math. Make sure that you look at your price list, you check where you have your products priced, and then you calculate the discount to make sure that you are still going to make money. But don't forget to calculate in the vendor cost and the service fee. I don't have time to really explain how to do that. We did a really in-depth video on creating coupons, how to run your own marketing, something like that. I forget what it's called. It's a couple of years old, but the process is still the same and the math is still the same. There's actually a calculator that you can download in that video. So go on our YouTube channel, do a search for running your own marketing campaign, and there should be a video that pops up on that. Download the calculator that's in the description. It will help you make sure that when you're doing these discounts and creating coupons, that you don't end up losing money because you discounted a product too much. All right. Again, to go back to answer that question, yes, you can discount shipping right here. You can say, I want to discount shipping by a percent, and you can put 100% in here, and that would make shipping free. Guess what? Nothing is free, right? So I am not recommending that you use free shipping because that shipping is done by the lab. And when your client doesn't pay for the shipping, guess who's going to pay for it? You are. So that is going to come out of your order revenue. So you want to make sure that if you are going to give free shipping, you want to make sure that your markup is high enough to sustain that and that you don't end up losing money. You also want to make sure that your markup is high enough that when you discount your products, you don't end up losing money. So please make sure that you're doing the math. Go watch that video. I can't stress enough how important it is that you really do the math. Do a test order yourself. Create a coupon, make sure that you have order approval on, and go do a test order. And that way you can actually see how all of it's going to work out and how much you're actually going to end up making after that discount and that coupon code has been applied. Can't stress enough how much you guys need to make sure that you do that. All right. But you can make this coupon code. Let's say you want to have a coupon code. Maybe you're doing an event and you want to give anybody who was at the event 10% off of any print order that they place. You would come in here, create a coupon code. Let's say it was the, I don't know, the Nutcracker 2020. That would be the coupon code that you would give out. You come down here, discount products by 10%. I never discount shipping for all the reasons that I just said. And then you can come down here and you can select which gallery you want it to work in, or you can let it work in all of the galleries. You can also set the number of times that this coupon can be used for. Now, it's not a use per person. It's a use, it's just a general use. So if you say this coupon can be used 5 times, it can be used 5 times by the same person. So what I prefer to do on coupons like this is actually not set a limit, but I'll usually set an expiration date so everybody has up to a certain time period that they have to use that coupon to get that discount. And that's the coupon strategy that I like using myself. All right, and then you would just click save, and then you would email that coupon out. You could print it out, print it on some business cards, take it to the event, hand it out to your clients during the event, however you want to do it. All right, let's see, what time is it? 5 minutes. So Robert says, what would be a good number of images to place in a price list? So I'm a little confused by that question, Robert. You don't really place images in a price list. So maybe you could clarify that a little bit. I think maybe you meant products. What I always like to do for my price list, and I talk about this a lot in my sales training, but what I like to do is I like to start off with having fewer products in my price list, right? Usually I like to target about 10 to maybe 15 products at the most in my price list. The reason I do that is because, one, it keeps it simple. It doesn't overwhelm people with a lot of options that they have to choose from. It doesn't confuse people. And so keeping it simple is usually what I prefer to do. But the other reason that I like to only offer 10 to 15 products in a price list is because then that gives me reasons later on to add new products to that price list, right? So just to give you an example, let's say that I do a portrait shoot and I get the gallery uploaded. I email my client, their price list starting out only has 10, maybe 15 products on it. They go in, I give them a coupon code that they have a few days to use. They place their first order, and then maybe a month or two down the road, since I didn't have a lot of products on there, I go back in and I can add some new products, maybe some gift items, maybe a couple of larger prints, maybe some metal prints. And then I just send out a quick email and just say, hey, I just want to let you know I've just updated my price list. They actually have some really cool new products available if you want to go check them out. And sometimes I'll even send a coupon with that as well. Like, oh, if you want to go check them out, here's the coupon. You can get 10% off as long as you order within the next 3 days. So again, I like to keep it 10 to 15 starting out. I don't want to overwhelm people, but I also want to create reasons to get those people back into the galleries, placing more orders, and telling them about new products, giving them a discount on new products is a great way to do that. And also that lets you have special items on the holidays as well. So that's kind of my take on it. Doug, how often does Zenfolio update what is available from vendors? When vendors add new things, are they added to Zenfolio? So that is a great question, Doug. Whenever we have new things that are available, and I am not on the product team, so I'm not sure how that works out. But whenever those new products do become available, we do send emails out. We also send, we do a blog post on them as well. I don't think there is a schedule for how that works. I just think it's kind of as things work out and as they have them planned out. I'm not really sure how all that works. I wish I knew and had a better answer for you, but I know that we do send emails and that kind of stuff. All right, one more question. Does Zen offer masks yet? No, unfortunately, we don't yet. Maybe something to consider though, for sure. All right, you guys, we've only got about a minute left, so I do want to say thank you to everybody who hung out with me today on YouTube. Doug, Robert, Kathleen, Ryan, Rocco, Home Phone, Zubar, Lloyd, Richard, Craigslist, all of you guys, Zach, thank you guys for hanging out with us on Zoom. We've got Adam, Anna, Brandy, Brian, Carolyn, Laura, Lynn, Lori, Milo, and Morton. Thank you guys again so much for hanging out with us. Don't forget, we're going to be doing a Zenfolio Live again next week. We're going to be talking about selling digital products using different licenses. Until then, I hope that you guys have a wonderful, safe week. Make sure that, and a safe weekend, make sure that you guys go do something good for somebody, go encourage somebody, go lift somebody up. Do something nice and positive for somebody, and let's all work together to make this world a better place, because it could really, really use it right now. Thank you guys again for hanging out with us. I will see you guys again next Thursday. Take it easy, guys. Bye, everybody.